Hello neighbors, Ariana from The Therapist Next Door here. Welcome back. So today I am going to be doing a book review on this book called Becoming Supernatural by Dr. Joe Dispenza. And it says how common people are doing the uncommon. So basically I want to start doing some book reviews because I think that they are such helpful tools in your journey of personal development. I don't think in any way that books or other resources can replace therapy or practicing new behaviors, but I think that education and learning about things is a really important component in personal development. Think of it more of combining education and learning these tools to then be able to practice them, and then kind of bringing those two things together is really, I think, what helps people move forward in trying to achieve their goals. So if you've never heard of Dr. Joe Dispenza before, he's a pretty incredible man in the personal development world. I would highly recommend that you check out any of his interviews. You can search him on YouTube, just type in Dr. Joe Dispenza and you'll see a lot of his interviews. You'll also see some of his meditations pop up. Podcasts too. I've searched him there before and I've been able to listen to some of those interviews there as well. And he has a pretty incredible story. Basically, he used to be a chiropractor and he had some like really bad accident. And so he went on this journey to look at people that had experienced spontaneous recovery and people that, you know, had terminal illness or had really, really bad accidents. And so basically in that research, he decided to go and become a neuroscientist, and he learned all these things, and he's basically done a bunch of research into how those people think and basically how thoughts and meditation can really be huge game changers for people, even in terms of healing or obviously personal development, manifesting, and all of that. So if you've ever been interested in things like affirmations or law of attraction, manifesting, I think that this book does a really good job of kind of bringing the science into it. He has a lot of research studies that he's been able to do where thousands of people come to his seminars, and he's been able to, you know, hook them up to heart monitors and different things like that. So if you're a person that, you know, is into science, or, you know, you like to see the proof, the scientific connections with research, this is a really, really good book that's gonna kind of give you all that information. It also goes into kind of more quantum physics. So I would say that this is not a light read by any means. It is an incredible book. I think it could literally change your life. I think I've told every single friend, family, client about Dr. Joe, just because I do think that this stuff could change people and it could change the world. So I highly recommend it. As I said, it's not a light read. It's gonna really require you to, you know, give it some attention. But I think that it's a really good book, not only with the information that it gives, but he also has several chapters where he actually goes into the meditation tools and the practices that you can use. So one of the main core concepts from this book, he talks about brain and heart coherence. So I'll kind of try my best to explain that. So a lot of times when people practice affirmations, you may have heard of people saying things, you know, trying to affirm things about themselves that maybe they're having a hard time or that they haven't fully believed, like I am beautiful, I am capable, I'm intelligent, I'm competent, I'm worthy, anything like that. A lot of times experts will recommend that you repeat that over and over again to create a new neural pathway, or, you know, to say it every time you walk past a door, just kind of more so repetition. Now, the way that he explains it in terms of why this doesn't really work for a lot of people is because that thought never leaves the brainstem. Why? Because it's not really attached to an elevated emotion, and that's where the heart coherence comes in. So if you've been interested in law of attraction, you might have heard of some of these concepts before, but basically you really have to learn how to tune into elevated emotions like gratitude, joy, almost, you know, let's say you're thinking of that dream job, or you really want to manifest a loving, healthy relationship. What he really goes into is the importance of you being able to feel that even though it hasn't happened yet. And that's something that I think is really hard for people to wrap their heads around. And it's not something that I think that you can just jump into and maybe do the first time you try to meditate, or the first time you try one of his particular meditations. As with anything, it takes practice and repetition, consistency, but I think that I've seen some pretty amazing things happen with my own self in terms of some of the meditations that I've tried that are in this book. And so I highly recommend that you guys give it a try. So once again, the book is called Becoming Supernatural. It is by Dr. Joe Dispenza. It took me, I did a challenge where I wanted to read it in a month. It took me a little over a month, and I think that was a really good time to be able to digest and take little breaks here and there. But if you're an avid reader, like, get to it, read all of it as fast as you can. If you are more of a slow reader, that's okay too. Take your time with it, take notes, highlight. I know I have some notes in here that are really helpful. And this is also a book that I'm going to be coming back to. So what I really want to do with this book going forward is I want to jump into the meditations and kind of focus on them. He has walking meditations. He has a lot of different ones with specific breathing exercises. So I kind of want to dive a little deeper for myself and maybe focus on each of those meditations kind of like every month as a challenge. So this is a book that you're going to want to come back to. So a lot of people nowadays, they do like to hear books, audiobooks, and I don't, it's not something that I would not recommend, but with this particular book, I would probably recommend that you get the actual hard copy. I don't know, there's something about the way that you digest information when you're looking at it. Some of this book also has like a lot of, as I said, it has some charts and graphs related to research, and I think that it's one of those books where it's just more helpful to have it. And also, share it. Once you're done with it, you can pass it along to your children or your siblings or your family or your friends. And I think that's a really positive way to share this information and move forward. So anyways, that is my book review for Becoming Supernatural. I hope that you guys check it out. Let me know what you think. Let me know if there's any particular chapters or concepts that you'd want me to get into a little bit more. But again, my major takeaway is this is really going to help you learn about the power of your thoughts and meditation, and how to tune into those elevated emotions and really, start manifesting and creating all those things that you're wanting in your life. This book is really, really helpful with that. So I hope that you guys enjoy it and you let me know, and I will see you guys soon. Authentically yours, Ariana.